So this is disappointing.
Yeah, like something should be put into place here, like a rule. Welcome to this episode of Talking Racehorses. I'm the Horse Reactor, and I think there should be a rule in horse racing that says if you win the Kentucky Derby, you have to run in the Preakness. Because last year, when Sovereignty won the Kentucky Derby, his owners, Godolphin, and his trainer, Bill Mott, said that they were going to skip the Preakness. And I'm telling you, I think that's messed up. I mean, like, the horse only has one shot to win the Triple Crown, and you messed it up big time because the horse was a 3-year-old last season, and the Triple Crown is for 2 and 3-year-olds, not for older dirt horses or older horses. So you basically blew the chance of winning the Triple Crown, despite him winning 2/3, which is the Derby and the Belmont. So I looked up, what would horse racing be like if there was a rule in the Triple Crown that says if you win the Derby, you have to run in the Preakness. And it says if a rule were enacted requiring the Kentucky Derby winner to run in the Preakness Stakes, it would fundamentally change modern horse racing to prioritize tradition over the current trend of resting horses. This mandate would likely boost TV ratings and marketing for the second leg, create more high-profile matchups, and push trainers to focus on breeding for durability over raw speed. That's what it's saying. And also, the impact on the Triple Crown. This rule would restore the classic feel of the Triple Crown, ensuring the top horses face the best competition in all 3 races. It would eliminate the current trend of new shooters, horses skipping the Kentucky Derby, dominating the Preakness. I think that should happen. I'm not saying that I don't think that rest is important to horses. I mean, like, it is. But seriously, if you got one shot of winning the Triple Crown after you win the Kentucky Derby, you gotta run the Preakness. Because you only get one shot for a newly turned 3-year-old thoroughbred colt. And that's basically not the same thing. I mean, like with a human, if you're the connections of the horse, then yeah, you could have multiple chances of winning the Kentucky Derby, winning the Preakness, winning the Belmont, becoming a Triple Crown champ. But the horse only gets one shot, and they got to make it a good one. So if you skip the Preakness, you're most likely hurting the horse's chances of making history. And I think that's totally messed up. Like what Godolphin did with Sovereignty last year. They skipped the Preakness just to have him fresh for the Belmont. And I'm not saying what they did was wrong, but I'm just saying that there should be a rule that says if you win the Kentucky Derby, you gotta run the Preakness. And that's the end of this discussion. I mean, like, seriously, if your horse wins the Kentucky Derby and you want to go for history, you gotta run the Preakness. It's called the Triple Crown for a reason, not the Double Crown. Seriously, make up your minds, people. If you make the horse run the Kentucky Derby and that horse wins the race, you gotta run the Preakness. Because then, if the Derby winner, whoever that's going to be this year, wins the Preakness, then there's hope for a Triple Crown since 2018. Like, the Triple Crown hype, the hype of a Triple Crown becomes alive. Last year, we did not have that with Sovereignty. And actually, we haven't had it since 2018. Since there was a little bit of a drought, and there's still a drought going on with it. I'm not going to get into detail with that now because we don't know if whoever's going to win the Derby hopefully runs in the Preakness, and if they don't win the Belmont Stakes, well, that's going to have to be a separate video for now. But anyways, yeah, I think this rule should happen because it's important to run in all 3 races of the Triple Crown. Anyways, that's a wrap on this episode of Talking Racehorses. Bye.